It's 2025 and you still have a PS4? Well, you're not alone. Maybe you've noticed the disappointing lineup of PS5 games and don't want to spend extra money on the console and new titles. But don't worry, I've got you covered. If you already own PS5, this list is for you. Let's start with Demon Souls, a remake version specially made for PS5 gamers. I really loved this one. It's a From Software masterpiece. It features better graphics, smoother controls, and an even greater level of difficulty. I played the original Demon Souls back in 2009, and this remake feels like pure gold to me. The boss fights sometimes drove me crazy. I even threw my controller a few times, but the atmosphere and challenge kept pulling me back in. Back then, I wondered who could have created such an extremely hard game and what their mindset was. Now, I truly admire their talent for crafting this golden masterpiece. Honestly, if you're a fan of the Souls-like genre, this game will deliver more than you can imagine.
Next up is Ghost of Yotei. Honestly, a masterpiece. It rose to popularity after Ghost of Tsushima, and while Sucker Punch set the bar high, Ghost of Yotei continues the legacy by keeping the same core formula while adding new features and much improved graphics. As a longtime Ghost of Tsushima fan, I really enjoyed this one. It feels like a perfect prequel, and you play as Atsu, a character who brings fresh abilities to the table. The story is perfect for newcomers, and the game offers a massive open world to explore. I especially loved the dual katana combat. It feels smooth, powerful, and incredibly satisfying. The open world also feels very alive, filled with details that make exploration worth every second. My advice is to play it slowly. Take your time and explore every corner, because it has a strong storyline. If you focus only on the main campaign, you'll get pulled into the story and forget about the open world. So balance both if you want the full experience.
Now, the third game on this list is Death Stranding 2, one of the biggest releases of 2025. The fun part about this game is that so far it's only available on the PS5, meaning only PS5 players can experience it in all its glory. It's a massive open-world game with stunning visuals and a deeply immersive atmosphere. One of the most memorable parts for me was right at the start, climbing down that huge rocky cliff. Sure, it was a bit time-consuming, but it was such a unique and enjoyable experience. I've always been a big fan of Hideo Kojima, the legendary director behind Death Stranding and Metal Gear Solid, and I truly believe he went all out with this one. Of course, it's not going to surpass GTA 6, we all know that, but in terms of mechanics, creativity, and world building, it's absolutely mind-blowing. Once you play it, you'll instantly feel those classic Metal Gear Solid vibes, and that's exactly what makes Death Stranding 2 such a special experience for PS5 gamers.
Next up is Astrobot, and honestly, this one surprised me in the best way possible. I didn't expect such a simple-looking platformer to be this fun and heartwarming. It's easily one of the most joyful experiences you can have on the PS5. From the moment you start, you can feel how much love and creativity went into every level. It's like a celebration of PlayStation's entire history. I was smiling the whole time, jumping, gliding, and punching my way through colorful worlds filled with clever secrets and charming details. The controller feedback is insanely good. Every step, every hit, every breeze feels real thanks to the DualSense features. And let's not forget the adorable little Astro himself. He's full of energy and personality that makes you instantly care about him. It's the kind of game that reminds you why gaming is so magical. Simple, fun, and filled with soul. Trust me, whether you're new to PS5 or a longtime fan, Astrobot is a must-play that will leave you grinning from start to finish.
Next up is Returnal, one of the most unique and intense experiences you can have on PS5. While this game really pushes your patience and skill. It's a mix of fast-paced combat, mystery, and survival in a sci-fi world that keeps looping every time you die. The first time I played it, I died within minutes, but the more I played, the more I got addicted to its atmosphere and challenge, and the soundtracks fit the scene perfectly. The game's visuals are stunning, the sound design is next level, and the DualSense controller feedback makes every moment feel alive. It's hard, frustrating at times, but when you finally beat a boss or clear a biome, the satisfaction is unmatched.
If you love challenging games that reward skill and patience, Returnal is a must-play masterpiece.
Resident Evil 4 Remake is an absolute masterpiece and one of the best remakes ever made. Capcom truly nailed it with this one. You play as Leon S. Kennedy, sent on a mission to rescue the president's daughter from a mysterious village in Europe. From the moment you start, the tension, atmosphere, and cinematic quality pull you right in. Walking through that creepy village for the first time, the lighting, sound, and enemy design were all on another level. The gameplay feels smoother and more modern while still keeping the classic Resident Evil vibe. The combat is intense, especially when you're surrounded by enemies and running low on ammo. It really tests your nerves. And the story, it's emotional, thrilling, and perfectly paced. Whether you've played the original or not, this remake delivers an unforgettable experience that every horror fan should try.
Next up, we have Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which is seriously a 10 out of 10 masterpiece for me. I really enjoyed every moment of it. I still remember back in 2023, after spending 8 long hours at work, I finally took a break and lost myself swinging through the city of New York. The game is incredibly detailed in every aspect, and the graphics, absolutely gorgeous. I believe you'll feel the same once you play it. I remember spending 2 hours on this and another 2 hours on Resident Evil 4 Remake that night. Both were unforgettable experiences. The story in Spider-Man 2 is amazing and genuinely heartwarming. As a lifelong Spider-Man fan, I can honestly say this game delivered everything I hoped for, from emotional storytelling to exhilarating gameplay. Of course, everyone's experience might differ, but for me, it's an easy 10 out of 10. Next up is Elden Ring, and man, what a masterpiece this one is. From Software really changed the open world formula with this game. The first time I stepped into the Lands Between, I was blown away. The world felt endless, mysterious, and completely alive. Every hill, castle, and cave hides something waiting to surprise you, and that's what makes it so special. The combat feels deep and rewarding. Every boss fight pushes your limits, and the sense of accomplishment after beating them is unmatched. I still remember the first time I fought Margit. I got destroyed again and again, but when I finally won, it felt incredible. The game doesn't hold your hand. It lets you explore, experiment, and grow stronger on your own. And visually, it's stunning. The landscapes, the weather, the eerie beauty of every region. Honestly, Elden Ring is more than just a game. It's an adventure that challenges your patience, rewards your curiosity, and constantly amazes you. If you want a true next-gen experience that will stay in your memory for years, this is it. The Last of Us Part 2. Now, you're gonna say, why this? And my answer is because of its smooth playstyle. Although its story is not perfect for some fans, but the gameplay is very smooth and enjoyable. It is one of those games that doesn't just tell a story, it makes you feel it, whether you're ready for it or not. From the very first moments, there's this weight pressing down on you, and every step you take with Ellie feels heavier than the last. It's not just about survival in a broken world, it's about anger, loss, and the search for something worth holding on to. What makes it so unforgettable is how human it all feels. The quiet moments, the little guitar songs, the awkward jokes, they cut just as deep as the violence and heartbreak. Sure, some people struggled with its pacing or the risks it took with the story, but that's what makes it so powerful. It refuses to play it safe. My advice? Don't go in expecting comfort, because this isn't that kind of game. Go in ready to hurt, to reflect, and to be changed. Because when the credits roll, you won't just remember the journey, you'll remember how it made you feel.
Now, we had a lot of games in list, and which Silent Hill 2 is one of them. It isn't just a horror game. It's an experience that crawls under your skin and stays there long after you've put down the controller. The fog, the empty streets, the way every corner feels wrong. It's not just about monsters. It's about the ghosts you carry inside. Playing as James, you're pulled into a story that's less about survival and more about guilt, grief, and facing truths you wish you could bury. While initially the game feels more like a horror game, especially seeing Pyramid Head through darkness, that's what made me jump out of the chair. But later, I think this game becomes more psychological rather than horror. What makes it so unforgettable is how quiet it can be. Sometimes the silence is louder than the screams, and the weight of every step feels almost unbearable. Sure, the controls can be clunky by today's standards, but somehow that only adds to the tension, making you feel helpless in the best way. I still remember James doing Search Mission with Maria. You should definitely play it slow and enjoy every moments in puzzles, because Silent Hill 2 isn't just horror, it's tragedy, and that's why it's a masterpiece.
Metro Exodus is the kind of game that grabs you with its atmosphere and makes you live inside its world. It cannot receive a good critics at launch, but however, it's still a great 10 out of 10 game. When I played it, I still remember that first moment you leave the safety of the underground and step into the open, seeing the wasteland stretched out before you. It's both haunting and beautiful. As Artyom, you're not just pushing through enemies, you're carrying the fragile hope of a better life, searching for something worth believing in. What stays with you aren't only the battles, but the quiet times, the long train journeys, the small talks with the crew, the feeling of family holding together in a world that's falling apart. Yes, the shooting can feel a bit heavy, and the survival systems take effort, but they add to the tension and make every bullet, every filter, every choice matter. My advice? Slow down and let the game breathe. Take in the silence, the shadows, the broken landscapes, and the rare sparks of warmth. Metro Exodus isn't just a story of survival. It's a journey of hope in a world that forgot what hope was.
Hogwarts Legacy doesn't just drop you into a world, it lets you finally live the dreams so many of us grew up imagining. From the moment you step through those castle gates, there's this rush of nostalgia mixed with discovery, as if you've somehow been invited into a secret you always knew was waiting. It's not just about spells and duels. It's the little things, like hearing the chatter in the common rooms or sneaking into corners of the castle you probably shouldn't be in. The beauty of it is how personal it feels. You're not just following someone else's story, you're writing your own in the middle of this legendary world. Sure, there are moments where the open world chores remind you it's still a game, but the magic overwhelms all that. By the time you're soaring over the grounds on a broomstick, you're not thinking about flaws. You're just grinning, because this is the Hogwarts you always wanted.
Cyberpunk 2077 is one of those games that had a rocky start but slowly grew into something unforgettable. Initially, the game had a lot of bugs and technical issues, but the graphics were amazing. The first time I walked through Night City, I felt like I was stepping into a living, breathing world. Neon lights reflecting off wet streets, crowds rushing by, cars blasting past you. It's overwhelming in the best way. Playing as V, you're not just shooting and hacking your way through quests. You're living a story about survival, loyalty, and identity in a world that doesn't care if you make it or not. And then there's Johnny Silverhand, constantly in your head, mocking you, guiding you, challenging every choice you make. Sure, it had bugs at launch, but with all the updates, it's hard to deny just how ambitious and alive this world feels. My advice? Don't just speed through the main story. Explore. Get lost. Find the little moments in side quests, because that's where Cyberpunk shines.
We're starting with Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which is seriously one of those games that grabs you and doesn't let go. Oh man, the story is wild. Every year, this mysterious paintress paints a number on a monolith, and anyone that age just disappears like magic, and it's terrifying to think about. Believe me, stepping into Gustav's shoes, a guy who's 32 and knows his time is running out, really makes you feel the pressure and urgency. He joins Expedition 33, this brave group of volunteers, hoping to finally confront the paintress and end this horrifying cycle. The combat is a perfect mix of turn-based strategy and real-time action. You can dodge, parry, and plan your attacks, which makes every battle exciting and tense. And the world? It's this haunting, dark fantasy version of Belle Epoque France, full of amazing details, gorgeous visuals, and a soundtrack that just pulls at your emotions. You really get attached to the characters, too. Each one has a unique personality and their own struggles, and the way the story unfolds keeps you hooked. It's a journey full of suspense, sacrifice, and hope, and honestly, it sticks with you long after you've put the controller down. This isn't just a game, it's an experience, and once you start, you won't want to stop.
Let's turn the table to Silent Hill F, which is one of those games that instantly gets under your skin in the best way possible. Oh man, from the moment you step into its eerie, mist-filled world, you can feel the tension crawling over you. Believe me, this isn't just any other horror game. It's a deeply unsettling story set in 1960s Japan where beauty and terror collide. The atmosphere is haunting, filled with twisted plants and creeping fungi that transform the world into something both gorgeous and horrifying. You're constantly torn between wanting to explore and wanting to run the other way. And that's exactly what makes it so gripping. The story digs into themes of fear, tragedy, and the human struggle against something you can't fully understand. And it lingers with you long after you stop playing. It's creepy, emotional, and unforgettable. The kind of horror that doesn't just make you jump, it makes you think. Once you step into Silent Hill F, trust me, it won't let you go.
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is one of those games that feels less like a game and more like stepping into a living, breathing world. Oh man, the moment you take control of Geralt, this grizzled monster hunter with a heart bigger than he admits, you know you're in for something special. Believe me, the story pulls you in with choices that actually matter, shaping the world and the people around you. You're chasing after Ciri, Geralt's adopted daughter, while dealing with wars, politics, and creatures straight out of nightmares, and every quest feels like it could be its own story. The combat is fluid, mixing swordplay, magic, and potions in a way that feels so satisfying. But honestly, it's the world that blows you away. Massive, beautiful landscapes, towns filled with life, and characters so well written that you actually care about them. From heartbreaking moments to laugh-out-loud banter, it's a journey that keeps surprising you. This game isn't just epic, it's unforgettable. And once you dive in, trust me, you won't want to leave. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is one of those games that makes you feel like you've truly stepped into another life. Oh man, from the moment you take control of Ivor, a fierce Viking warrior, you're swept into a world of adventure, raids, and exploration. Believe me, the story pulls you in with choices that actually matter, shaping your clan's future and the lands around you. You'll lead brutal raids, negotiate with kings, and uncover secrets in ancient ruins, and every mission feels like a story worth living. The combat is satisfying, whether you're swinging axes, using a bow, or sneaking silently through enemy lines. And the sheer scale of the world is breathtaking. Snowy mountains, rolling forests, and villages teeming with life. From intense battles to quiet, emotional moments with your people, it's a journey that constantly surprises and rewards you. This game isn't just big, it's immersive and unforgettable. And once you start playing, trust me, you won't want to stop.
Horizon Forbidden West is one of those games that feels like a jaw-dropping adventure from the very first step. Oh man, stepping back into Aloy's shoes is such a thrill. You're exploring a massive open world filled with towering machines, lush forests, deserts, and ruined cities reclaimed by nature. Believe me, every corner of the map feels alive and worth exploring, whether you're climbing cliffs, diving underwater, or sneaking through tall grass to take down a Thunderjaw. The combat is a blast, letting you mix bows, traps, and gadgets in so many creative ways, and the machines feel both terrifying and awe-inspiring. What really keeps you hooked, though, is the story. Aloy's journey to uncover secrets about the past while fighting to protect the future is packed with emotional moments and choices that stick with you. From intense battles to quiet moments of discovery, it's a game that constantly amazes you. This isn't just a sequel, it's a true evolution, and once you start,
Trust me, you won't want to put it down.
Hollow Knight Silksong is one of those games that fans have been dreaming about for years. And oh man, it looks like it's going to deliver big time. This time, you step into the role of Hornet, the fierce and agile protector from the first game. And believe me, her journey feels completely fresh. The world is massive, full of hauntingly beautiful kingdoms, creepy caverns, and mysterious towns, all crawling with strange new enemies. The movement is fast, fluid, and so satisfying. Climbing, leaping, and dashing through tight spaces feels incredible, and the combat is razor sharp with Hornet's needle and thread. Every encounter tests your skill, but at the same time, you're constantly uncovering secrets that make the world feel alive. What really makes it special is the atmosphere. It's gorgeous, eerie, and emotional, with that same sense of mystery that made the first game unforgettable. From brutal boss fights to quiet moments of exploration, Silksong promises a journey that'll stick with you long after you're done. Trust me, this is one adventure you won't want to miss.
Kena Bridge of Spirits is one of those games that just feels magical from the moment you start playing. Developed by Ember Lab, it's a mix of action-adventure gameplay and Pixar-level visuals that honestly make you stop and just admire the world. You play as Kena, a spirit guide trying to help restless souls move on, and the story hits surprisingly hard. It's simple but emotional in ways that sneak up on you. The world itself is gorgeous, full of forests, ruins, and tiny hidden paths, all brought to life with stunning colors and detail. And then there are the Rot, those little black creatures that follow you around. They're cute as hell, but also super useful in puzzles and combat. The gameplay blends exploration, puzzle solving, and some pretty challenging fights. So it's not just a cozy game, it tests you when it needs to. Sure, it's not the biggest open world out there, and the mechanics can feel familiar if you've played other action adventures, but the heart and polish make it stand out. With a Metacritic score of 81, Kena Bridge of Spirits may not be the flashiest release, but it's one of those underrated gems that leaves a lasting impression once you give it a chance.
And lastly, we have Red Dead Redemption 2, which I personally place above all the others, because this isn't just a game, it's pure art loved by millions of gamers. The storytelling is absolutely phenomenal and genuinely heartbreaking at times. I loved everything about it. The free roam rides, the side activities, and of course the main storyline that completely pulled me in. I still remember being in college when it came out, coming home after classes and just riding through the Wild West for hours. Those moments were unforgettable. Sure, it was originally released for the PS4, but it runs beautifully on the PS5 too. And honestly, I really hope we get a proper PS5 port soon. With GTA 6 arriving in early 2026, now's the perfect time to experience this masterpiece before another one takes the stage. My advice? Don't rush it. Explore the open world, do side missions, and then jump into the story. There's a lot to see, do, and feel in this world. Good luck, buddy, and have fun out there.